Hi guys, I'm looking a bit more fresher than I did on my first video, and saying that I'm not exactly that fresh. My little boy, he was suddenly developed a cold yesterday, and he was actually born with cleft lip and palate, the bilateral cleft lip and palate. I'll leave a link below in regards to if nobody's quite 100% sure what that is. So when he gets a cold, because he's got like smaller than average nostrils, bless him, he gets quite congested and he doesn't cope well with having a cold. So sorry, I'm just as you can see, I'm en route to the supermarket. So I was up all night with him really. My husband Matt, he ended up sleeping on the couch, so Toby got in bed with me, but he's never ever done that before, so he was quite restless to say the least. He was just constantly moving all night, so none of us have had a lot of sleep. So he got up about 7 o'clock this morning, that's average for Tobes, and then like my husband took over and I went back to sleep just for a little bit, just to catch up a tiny bit. So anyway, I only had about 2 or 3 hours sleep, if that. So not feeling particularly fresh. The plan that I was going to do today was I was going to go to Home Sense with my mum and take you all there with us, but obviously just not feeling it. So we're desperate for food because we only got the car back yesterday. It's been in having some work done. It's been work that's been ongoing since last year. Basically last September my car just decided to blow up on the motorway. Still don't know why, but it was a new engine, and oh god, it was a mess. So it was quite a costly mess. So anyway, it's been just constantly ongoing because it's been such a big job, and then we've got it fixed and then it wasn't right, and oh, it's been absolutely bedlam. So anyway, hopefully the last major part of it was done yesterday. The guy at the garage worked like massive overtime to get it all fixed, and hopefully praying to the gods that that's done and it's like perfectly fine now, hopefully. I don't get any more warning lights and stuff like that coming on. So, because you know what it's like when you drive, it's like losing a limb when you don't have a vehicle, and I just hate relying on other people for things the best of times. So I just thought, just as I'm finding my feet on YouTube, and obviously you guys don't know who I am or anything like that, I just thought en route to the supermarket, just do a quick little chat with you. And then if you want anything, like want any questions you want to know, feel free to leave a comment below. Be nice to know like what kind of people are going to end up watching. I know it's still early days and I've only done one video, this being my second. So I mean, like I said, I am a mum, so obviously it's going to be probably content around being a mum. I might do like a day in the life of being a mum of one, like what we get up to, things like that. So you just bear with me. Like I said, I'm only filming on my iPhone, so like I said, I'm new to the game. Please don't come at me for quality or lighting or anything like that, because I ain't got the dollar for no ring lights and stuff like that just yet. You never know, maybe one day. But like I said, everybody that starts YouTube must have to start somewhere. So I'm just one of those people at the moment, so bear with me. But yeah, I've just always wanted to do it. Like I said on my introduction video, it's just something that I've always wanted to do. And you know, quite like, you know, obviously I'm 35, I'm still into the whole girly shopping game. You know, being a mum, I don't get to do it as much these days, but when I do go, I tend to go a lot with my mum because she's the same as me. You'll all meet her eventually, I'm sure, on one video. But yes, we like to go together. Obviously I do go with my friends, but it's easier sometimes just to go, hey mother, what you doing? Because she lives around the corner. She literally, but since we moved in June, she literally lives like not even 2 minutes, well maybe 2 or 3 minutes in the car around the corner from us. So obviously she's a lot more accessible. than she was. So we just tend to, you know, just even sometimes if like my husband's watching Toby for me, I'll nip out for a quick shop round with her, just because I don't get to do it as much since becoming a mum. So yeah, so that's pretty much that one. Going back to my little boy, yes, like I said, he was born with cleft lip and palate. He's all right now, he's absolutely fine. Luckily he's only had to have so far 3 main operations, but he had to have them all at a very young age. When he was probably about only 6 weeks old, he had a thing called pyloric stenosis. We'd never heard of it, but apparently it's quite common in firstborn boys, and obviously he's my first and my only. And it's apparently, I think it's a thickening of a muscle just before your food and everything enters the stomach. So when he was 6 weeks old, bless him, he hadn't even gained his like baby weight back from when he was born. We thought he'd just got major reflux, acid reflux, things like that going on, but because he had this bilateral cleft lip and palate, he wasn't projectile vomiting, which was kind of one of the symptoms that the nurses and everything were saying, you know, that they do. But it was, I'm not exaggerating here, mums, you'll get me on this one, it was literally like a full feed, a full bottle that would like just come out, and it was just, oh, it was just so tiring. And he had like, you could see his skull lines on his head, and oh, it was just heartbreaking. And I felt like, you know, we were still learning what, you know, what it is to be a parent and everything that goes with it, and the tiredness. Honest to God, if you've not got children, and you know, you just, honestly, it is so true, you just don't know what tiredness is until you have a child. I mean, he's a good sleeper now, I'm very lucky, but obviously he probably would have been a good sleeper quite early, but because of all the problems we had, like that first operation that we didn't know about, it was quite, once we diagnosed it, it was quite, you know, simple to solve, but it was diagnosing it that was the problem. And we even took him to my local doctors, and apparently you can feel like the thickening of the muscle, and the doctor said it wasn't that. And when they have cleft lip and palate, you get like designated a cleft nurse just to like support and keep an eye on everything. And between her and my health visitor, it was actually them that got us sent to our local major hospital, to the paediatrics ward, to get him diagnosed. And anyway, it turned out that's what it was. The poor little mite then had to be nil by mouth for near enough a full week, because they had to keep all his different levels ready for being operated on. And it was just getting a bed at one of the local children's hospitals. Obviously we understood that there's, you know, emergencies going on that take priorities, I get that, but your child's your urgency and your priority. So it was just, oh, it was such a stressful time. So like, and obviously as well, he needed to be a certain weight before he could have his first ever operation on his mouth. So we were worried about that as well. So, but anyway, long story short, with that one, it all got sorted. And then as soon as he started feeding, he just blossomed and he turned into a right little chunky monkey that he should have been. And then it was just the trials and tribulations of getting into hospital for his, you know, actual cleft lip operations done. So, I mean, I don't know if anybody has been through that. Please comment below if you had a cleft lip and palate child. I'd love to hear from you. Anybody that's, you know, been diagnosed in the pregnancies. We got diagnosed when he was 20 weeks, so they can tell quite soon. So yeah, so we got the diagnosis and everything, so we were prepared, and you do get a lot of support. I can't, you know, thank the NHS enough for that. You know, they get a lot of stick, the NHS, but my gosh, when it comes to children, they're fantastic. So yeah, so he's fine now. Hopefully the only thing now that needs to be monitored is obviously just general reviews and things. His speech isn't brilliant, it's getting better. Obviously, you're not watching where you're going. Somebody just nearly reversed into me. No thank you, no nothing. Yeah, so he's just obviously general monitored. He's under speech and language therapy if he needs it. He might not need it. he might not need it. So hopefully, you know, he's, like I said, he's talking and he's saying words and things. It's just we know what he means, but not a lot of other people do, kind of thing. So he's getting there though. It's just time, and he started preschool this week, just a couple of mornings a week for now. So I'm sure that will help bring him on. So I'm not majorly worried, because like you said, we've gone from absolutely, you know, nothing to something in the space of 6 months. So he's got, you know, his understanding's brilliant. So yeah, so we've got like we've got a lot of words and everything like that. So yeah, so anything else, because I'm at the supermarket now. I think I'll just what shall I do? I'll cut it here for now. Obviously, if nothing else follows from this, I'll vlog another day where I go somewhere, do something. If I see anything interesting in Aldi, I shall film it, if I've got the guts to do it. But I'll, if not, like I said, I'm at the supermarket now, so I might even do another chat on the way home, actually. I might do that. So yeah, stay tuned. Thanks, bye. I's back. Start again. I'm back. Oh my god. It wasn't even worth attempting to vlog in Aldi. It was absolutely mental. Honestly, it was like World War III. I didn't think this many people wanted to come shopping on a Sunday. And to top it all off, it started to rain. But yeah, I just thought I might as well carry on with my little chat on my way home. My husband texted me whilst I was going around the supermarket to let me know that young Toby hadn't really had a long nap. So what time are we on? It's 2:10. So he's not obviously been eating great while he's full of a cold. So I just said, well, seeing as he's not feeling 100%, I'll treat him to a McDonald's on my way home. Hopefully that might make him feel a bit better. So yeah, so I was saying before I hit the supermarket that obviously he'd had all his operations, so he just needs his teeth looking at now. So that's the only thing, because like when they have bilateral cleft lip and palate, in the middle here there's like a little, I don't know the technical term, I did way back when, sorry, I'm just waiting to get out of junction. I did way back when, but it's basically where his front teeth should be. So they will need to do, they'll need to do brace work when he's old enough. So that's not a major thing. And then he possibly might need implants, because, well, I'm saying possibly, more than likely will need implants, because where the cleft was on either side of the lip here, he didn't have any gum, so therefore his tooth buds didn't form. So he obviously doesn't have any teeth in those two spots. So it's like your front two teeth, and then where you would have like the next little ones, he doesn't have them. So the more than likely, depending on how his teeth grow and come through, he'll more than likely need to have implants done there. So all that I know now is that he's meant to have a review with his surgeon at the beginning of this year at some point, so no doubt we'll get called for that. He had all his treatment done at Alderhay Hospital, and they were absolutely brilliant. His surgeon, honestly, he's done such a wonderful job. I think a lot of people have said like that, no, as if we didn't know what he had been through, then, you know, we wouldn't have any idea that he'd had a cleft lip and palate. Yeah, so that's a little bit about my boy. So as you can probably understand, a lot of mums I know would probably understand that we don't want any more children. I'm an only child myself. My husband's only one of two. He's got a sister that's a little bit older than him. But I mean, I've always said that I only ever wanted one. Don't judge me, but it's just my personal preference. My husband was pretty much the same, but then I think, you know, I know this doesn't sound very nice, but I really did want a little girl. I think because I've got such a close bond with my mum. My mum lost her mum when she was only 16, so we've got a great mother and daughter bond. Probably for that reason, really, because she didn't get to grow up properly with her mum being around. didn't have a good relationship with her dad and her stepmom. So she met my dad when she was only 18. So she moved up here to be with my dad, and kind of like you know, my dad's mum and dad like took her under the wing, and that was kind of that really. So yeah, so I would have probably, I don't know, I think if he hadn't have had all the cleft issues, we might have tried for a little girl, but it was just for the first, I mean, everybody says like, you know, when you're on maternity leave, if you've got like, basically I know not everybody has a full 12 months, but the first 12 months was just horrendous. I mean, obviously we had the unexpected operation, and then the first one for his cleft operations, it just hit me so hard. I wasn't as strong as I thought I would be. Obviously, you know, people say to you like, you know, of course you're strong, you got through it, but you've no choice, you have to go through it. And you kind of, you know, we were on the ward, and we were very lucky. The first operation he had, we were very lucky, we got our own side room, so it was quite private, because the ward was a bit of quiet time. There wasn't a lot of children on the ward then, so you know, for the first experience at least we got a little private room, but we didn't the second and third time. It was on a ward, and it's just, you don't sleep because of all the machines, and obviously the nurses come in, things like that, so it's very, very difficult. And I applaud anybody, any mums, dads, anybody, you know, whatever you are to that child, no matter what you have to go through with when you take them to hospital, not just for cleft issues. Don't know what happened there, my camera just went off, but I'll just pick up from where I was talking originally. So I was saying, you know, I applaud any parents that have to go through any kind of hospital experience with their children, no matter what age they are. It can be just as traumatic when they're older children. You know, it's such a big deal, especially when you've never experienced it before. It's horrendous. So, you know, we had to do it 4 times all in all. Obviously the first time was, you know, it wasn't related to his cleft operations or anything, but it was enough to go through. So I mean, I know there's some people that are constantly in and out of hospital for months, and I honestly don't know how you do it. I really don't. I know you have to do it, because at the end of the day it's your child or your children, so you do it for them and you've no choice. I get that, obviously, but it's tough. It's very tough, and it's really, really straining on your relationship. I mean, obviously, you know, me and my husband have pulled through it, but I will honestly, hand on heart, say it's been a very bumpy ride. You know, we've had great support from my parents especially, but we've had great support all around. Oh, now I need to fuel up, gosh. We've had great support from you know, a lot of people around us, and you definitely need that, and you definitely need to talk to people about, you know, what you're going through. Don't bottle it up. Definitely don't bottle it up. Sometimes just talking to your partner isn't good enough. I know that they're there with you and they're experiencing it, but I don't know, it's just not enough sometimes to talk to your partner about it. Sometimes I think you need somebody that's on the outside, that can't, you know, that not judge, that's the wrong word, but doesn't know particularly what's going on as much, and can like kind of be on an outsider looking in. So, you know, sometimes that's better. Sorry, I've left my purse on the back seat and I need it because I'm now queuing for young man's McDonald's. Yeah, so on that scope, yeah, so I think in the new year, no, we are in the new year, we're in January, we're supposed to be due to see a surgeon for like a review when he turned 3. So obviously we'll just see what happens with that when we get called for it. So at the moment, only thing we've done recently, just before Christmas, he went to like a speech and language appointment, but she didn't seem concerned whatsoever about that, because obviously he had started to, you know, he has got words in his vocabulary, he's just obviously learning just single words, he's not got to like short sentences or anything like that, but he understands, his understanding's there. So he's getting there, so we're not as worried as we were. Like I said, compared to like 6 months ago to now, he's a lot more words, and he's like, you know, even just a few weeks at a time, even if they're not quite the words, they're the sounds. You can tell that's what he's attempting to say. Like only this past week or so, he's attempted to say cup of tea, because he had a little tea set for Christmas. And my husband only said to me the other day, "Are you making a cup of tea?" And he attempted to say cup of tea, so it'll come. And plus he started preschool, so I know that will you know, that will encourage it as well. So yeah, so I'm going to wrap it up for now, and yeah, thanks very much. If you've got anything you'd like me to do, talk about, like I said, next time I'm going somewhere, we'll hopefully get to Home Sense and do like a little video around there with you, even, not me. So yeah, I shall see you in my next video, and I appreciate anybody that's watching, and please subscribe. Thank you. Bye.